What's up, guys? Jared here, Paintbrush Samurai. My voice is going a little bit, so I'm going to talk quietly. Hopefully you can hear everything nice, alright? Today, I want to talk about an idea that been kind of lingering in my mind, and I can't even remember where I heard it from. I believe it's Dabrowski, but I don't want to give credit yet because I don't actually remember where I read this, but I read a really interesting thought that basically says that you should try to divide yourself into two different separate entities. Okay, one is the subject and one is the subjector. All right, so what does this actually mean? All right, think of it this way. All right, if you want to be somebody great and successful, you need a master, you need a mentor, right? But most of us don't have that, and even if you do, it's not like this person's gonna follow you around and tell you how to live constantly, right? So that's your job, right? You have to be the master of yourself. Now, it sounds kind of cliche, I know, but think about it, all right? Imagine you're training somebody to be the most perfect human being you possibly can. Imagine you're training somebody to be the most famous, whatever it is you want to be, right? If you're training somebody to be the best writer of all time, you're responsible for making this person the best writer of all time. What are you going to do? You're going to be ruthless with them. You're going to make them write all the time. You're going to make them go out and experience life so they have things to write about. You're going to make them be bold and do crazy things, right? You're going to be obsessive about it. Well, that is your job. Your job is to be the teacher. Your job is to be the master. Your job is to be ruthless with an individual. But that individual is you, right? Whatever it is you want to be, you have to be ruthless with yourself. But of course, you're also the student, right? Nobody's perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to keep on going forward. Right now, you're not the master writer. You're not the master artist. You're not the master whatever you want to be, right? There's always room to grow. So you are also the student. But I really like this idea of picturing it as somebody else and dividing yourself into two different entities. I really like this because when you think about other people, when you think about kids or other students, and your responsibility is not the actual act of doing, but the act of making sure someone else does it, it's really easy to think clearly about what these other people have to do. You know, if somebody comes to you and they're just like, man, I really want to be an artist, but I don't really know. I don't really draw that much or anything. I mean, to you, it's so obvious. You're just like, dude, go. You want to be an artist? Go draw. Go draw 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 4. You want to be great? Oh, 10 hours a day then. 10 hours a day, right? Like it's no problem. You know exactly what needs to be done. But when it comes to yourself, it's like, oh, but I'm tired. Oh, but I got this thing going on. Oh, but I'm hungry. And oh, but it's a holiday. And oh, my friend wanted me to hang out. Right? It's really easy to get caught up in your own distractions. You're really good at convincing yourself. But other people aren't that good at convincing you, right? If other people told you this when you demanded something of them, you'd just be like, that person's lazy. That person doesn't want it. That person has little work ethic. But maybe you have little work ethic. Maybe you don't really want it. Maybe you're just lazy, right? You got to be the master. You got to be the master, and you have to be ridiculously disciplined with your student. You cannot let them get away with anything, all right? The smallest thing, boom, you got to jump on it, attack it, and stop it, all right? Now, personally, I'm a coach right now. I coach children, and that's exactly how it is, all right? When kids' behavior starts to get out of line a little bit, boom, you stop it, and there's no more issues. But if you let it escalate a little bit, you kind of don't care that day, you're a little tired, you want to let them get away with something because maybe you're a little lazy that day or something, it just gets worse. Because then they get away with a little bit, they try and get a little bit more, they get a little bit more, other people join in, now how the whole class is acting up, and it's really difficult to get everybody focused back in on it. Whereas if you're ruthless from the get-go, nope, it's not happening, you don't do that again, Doesn't happen, right? You have to be that way with yourself, all right? You want to sleep in? Nope. Got to get up. Let's go. All right. So I hope you enjoyed today's video or tonight's video. I'm Jared, Paintbrush Samurai.